What's happening, kiddies? Scott Grove here, Dr. Groovy from GroovyMusicLessons.com. Today going to share some advice I got from my old booking agent. His name was Billy Truitt. He was with a company called GMA, or Good Music Agency, out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Last I heard, he was out here in Vegas working for talent buyers. So he no longer works with piddly little bands, just does major national acts. But back when he was with GMA there in Minneapolis, they handled both, large acts and little acts that would do casinos and so forth. Anyway, they would put you through all bands, just so you were up to the caliber to represent the agency, because the agency didn't want a crappy band or an untrained band to make them look bad, so they always wanted to, make themselves look good. So folks like Billy himself and all the different agents would actually come out to some of your different gigs all over the country and implement what was just basically called artist development. And this entailed a lot of different things, of course, clothing and banter with the audience, what to say, what not to say, how to say it, when the heck to shut up, and so forth. But one of the, and I can get in with all that if you guys would like some of that. One of the best things though, and the band I'm with currently won't even do it. I haven't even talked to them about it actually, but I realize that it's just a local band and nobody really cares, including the members probably. But as far as the worst thing there is, of course, on stage is dead air. And a lot of people just aren't good frontmen as far as talking to people. And I'm going to use, of course, based on what I know and the era I know. Again, I'm going back to Kiss. People always give Paul Stanley credit for being a great frontman. He jumped around really good, but horrible front guy as far as for the past 40 years, no matter which gig I went to, I knew exactly what he would say as soon as the first word came out of his mouth before each song, because he had the exact same thing written down somewhere back in the annals, I didn't say annals, of time, and he still uses the exact same setup for each song, okay? And they don't even do what I'm getting ready to show you, which is how to get from one song to another without leaving dead air. Okay, so it's always, they get done with the song and it's a big, what's called a crash and a burned ending, Thank you. And they all take drinks of water and do whatever, and everybody's waiting, and 30 seconds later, then they'll start off another song. Okay, so you don't want that. That's even on a national level, that they're just giving you a lot of dead air. Okay, so for all you club bands, or any type band actually, just at least consider this, because I actually enjoyed this for the pure fact that it does make you look better. It gives the audience less time to be yelling "Freebird!" between songs. And it's only asking for 3 songs to be put together. Okay, now you can either put them together as one big mega medley, which gets old really quick, or just do as the folks through the artist development did and do what are called transitions, or simply linking the songs, which, okay, of course a medley is just doing short parts of each song, which really gets old. So it's just nice, and the common number is 3, to do like 3 up-tempo songs, then go to a ballad if you're doing the, playing in a club. Of course, if you're in a concert situation, you don't worry so much about ballads unless they were a hit. Okay, but you don't have to keep these as this set thing. You can put together, it's easy thinking. I'll do the thinking for you here real quick. How to put 3 songs together, and then how to put, and those will always be linked together forever. So you just call one, and then the next 2 follow every single night. That's the way it'll be. Not a whole set list, because you have to read the audience, see if they're dancing or not. Then you just call one, and you know that it has 3 certain songs that just are going to be there. They're always going to go from each other, into the other the same way each night. unless you call off version 2. Say, okay, we're going to use, version 2, and then you'll have those in memory. It's not hard to remember these, okay? So that way people that come every night don't get used to knowing exactly what you're going to play. It's like, well, if they start off with Sweet Home Alabama, by God, we know where they're going to go right into Margaritaville as soon as it's done. Then they're going to go right into... so by having a couple of different transitions and a few different songs put together, you can eliminate some of that. So, real quick, the basic idea, again, is so that you don't have to sit there and talk and talk and talk and talk like I do on here, but between songs. I mean, somebody who is boring talking, like myself, who has to talk to you between each song, that is just as boring as you guys waiting 30 seconds or a whole minute while somebody tunes, or everybody's getting a drink, or you're just talking to somebody getting a request. You don't give people time to come up and give you a request. You just kind of point your face towards the ground and tell them to write it down. Write it on a 20. We'll get right to it. Okay? So, some quick ideas and some things that don't work. Okay? And of course I'm going to use old songs because I'm old. Okay? In the case of like Cocaine, Clapton, the live version is what everybody tends to use, and this is horrible. Okay? In the fact that it actually ends with the audience supposed to be saying, cocaine! And then everybody's supposed to, clap and be done. So it just ends, she don't lie, she don't lie, she don't lie. Then the whole audience goes, cocaine! And then they all clap. But 99 times out of 100 these days, people just don't say anything at the end. They're tired of saying that word. They know how it goes. So usually at the end, nobody says anything. So you don't give them a chance to do that and to screw up and for it to sound like a bunch of crickets chirping at the end of your song. So what you do in the case of a song like that is go right into another song and just don't let it end. Do 3 songs in a row. So you've got the music going. Let's go from, just keep it easy. Pick tunes that are in the same key. Okay, these are just linking songs. Then I'll show you the transition after this. So let's just link this one with another one, real easy. If you want me down, down the ground. Okay, here's the ending. Here you go. She don't lie, she don't lie, she don't lie. Okay, so something as easy as that. Okay, it starts off in the same key as the other one, so it's friendly on the ear. Then it goes up to C. Okay, so you can easily decide whether you want to go back into the... to come back into something later. And go into that song later. Or if you're in C, since you're in C for Walk This Way, you can actually come in a song that's in C if you want, if you're just going straight from one song to another and just linking them. So you're doing Walk This Way, then all of a sudden... something like that. So you have 3 songs already that are linked together. There's no talking between. Everybody shuts the heck up, and you look like a whole different band. You look like a pro band. Then you have time to hurry up and get a drink. Everybody can go 10 minutes without a drink of something. Okay? Then you can say whatever you have to say and do the one slow song or do the one request and then go back into another preset block of 3. Okay? Another good way of doing it, I was talking about, okay, that there was just, again, linking songs. Same thing, just other idea. Just pick any song you want. So you, especially Cocaine, that's just songs that have horrible endings. Change the endings. Don't make them, just because they were written horrible, don't mean they have to remain that way. Make them dance floor friendly. Don't empty out the dance floor. That's the worst thing you can ever do. So by taking time between stuff because you have a problem, just creates really bad memories and a bad experience for the audience member. So again, at the end of Cocaine, whatever, pick a song that is, if you're linking, just in the same key. She don't love. However it's played. It's been a while. Anyway, but you get the idea. So just link them together. Now for transitions, this is where it gets different. And these are so easy to come up with, especially for all you guitar players who have all this time always learnt just the main riff of some song, but never learnt the rest. You do it just to piss people off in the crowd, or what you think is actually cool, but you're actually pissing people off when you sit around and go, and then you don't do anything else, and they're like, yeah, play that song, play that song. And then you're like, I know it, but the band don't. Don't ever throw your buddies under the bus, okay? You either know the song or you don't, or if you must play that kind of thing, use it artistically to actually do a transition, okay? Again, I used Jet Airliner again. Okay, so say you don't do Walk This Way. Okay, so you're not going to link the songs anymore, but you can actually do a transition from Cocaine and then use that lick from Walk This Way, but then go into Jet Airliner, which is easy. So you got this, you don't people are still dancing. Okay, so you find a way to transition from one song to the next. Okay, same thing, Sweet Home Alabama. Again, I'm giving you old songs that people will normally play in bars, but that's one of those. It's in D. You could do a simple transition from one song that's in D to another song that's in D to another song that's in D, or use that F-C thing that is right between the last two choruses. Oh, coming home to you. You can always use those to get into it, or at the very end, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Or whatever you want to do. I'm just making up crap as I go. Let's go into Somali Hatchet. So you come out of a Lord, I'm coming home to you. Song called Gator Country for you young folks. Anyway, so that's basically what I wanted to show you, is to instantly pump your band up from just a bar band. Now you're going to be a bar band with a little more clout, and you might get paid more just because you suddenly seem more professional. Keep the banter to a minimum. If you do use banter, use it at the correct gig. You know, you don't want to be playing a wedding gig and, you know, be talking about titties or whatever. You know, you will in the back. It'd be, hey, check out the bridesmaid's titties. You know, but that's on break. Okay. If you're playing a club and it's a seedy ass joint and you actually want to put yourself or lower yourself, if some of you are beyond this or above this, but use the stuff that actually works and might actually help people. You got people on the dance floor, your 3 songs are done, but before people leave the dance floor, it's like, where's all the horny people at tonight? Yes, of course use that. And the people on the dance floor that scream, say, you guys stay there. All you people aren't horny, get off the dance floor. So you're stuck with only horny people left on the dance floor. Okay? Say, okay, you guys take a good look at each other, and guys, only buy those girls drinks tonight. They're the only ones you got a chance with, so don't waste your money on everybody else. So everybody take a look at each other. Right now we're going to do a slow one. If you guys want to cut out the middleman and cut off all the BS, pick somebody that's on the dance floor right now, have a good time, and count to 4 and play your slow song. Okay, so now you've just played matchmaker and you've connected 2 horny people with each other. Don't matter if it's boy on boy or girl on girl or whatever at that point probably. So help them out, but make it short, make it sweet, but then again keep your banter appropriate to the gig you're playing. But again, the club owners and the patrons will thank you if you simply just take all of your songs, put them again in blocks of 3, do transitions, you know, where you actually play part of another song, or just make up something to go from one to the other. And there's always just the popular at the end of cocaine. She don't lie, she don't lie, she don't lie. And the drummer keeps going and you just keep doing this. Don't let it end. Then you can change to whatever key you want and you don't have to be clever. Of course, you know, don't do the drum beat thing all night. That gets old. But it works, you know, at least 2 times per set. Do that between 2 songs where you just aren't creative enough to think of some kind of cool transition or way to get from one to another. But you won't believe how much better of a band people will think you are overnight for only having spent 1 hour together at any rehearsal, just linking all of your songs together in groups or blocks of 3, again with transitions, or just merely going from one into the other, just linking them. Okay, so once again, from the Billy Truitt, appreciate you for all your years of service. Used to be able to call him anytime and just say, hey, that band's over, or this artist's gig's over, this tour's over, or it's going to be over in 3 weeks, find me another one. He would always do that. He was great. And the folks with Buddy Lee Productions out of Nashville, they were always great too. And they would just teach you little things like that. So I'll come up with some more of these. I'm sure you guys would appreciate them. And I just don't want the good teachings that I was taught way back when to go to, you know, fall on deaf ears or just simply go to waste, because they were great teaching and great tools for bands who could utilize them. Some just don't give a crap, and that's fine, but for the ones who want to immediately be better, immediately be worth more money, and immediately just seem like a whole, you know, way more professional band maybe than what they are, but in the eyes of the crowd, the club owner, everybody else, everybody's going to be like, holy crap, these guys have been practicing. When all you did was spend an hour linking songs together or saying, hey, okay, yeah, I remember, you know that, you know that lick? Okay, let's just put that between these 2 songs, and people will think we know that song, but then they'll forget about it because we went right into another song. But they got a little piece of that, but you didn't give them time to say, hey, play that song, yeah, play it, play it. No, you gave them a piece of it, but then you went into something else, and it doesn't make the guitar player seem like a total fool and like he's throwing the band under the bus by saying, well, they don't know it, but I do. You know, it's like there's so many of those, you know. You know, that can go in any country song, but as a transition. Put it in there, but go into something else, and then the guitar player can get his rocks off and play all those little famous things. People in the audience, they'll love to hear it just because it's famous. But if you go right into something else, hey, it was just a clever transition. They got to hear something. They think you guys know a gazillion tunes, and it works to your advantage. So just be a pro about it. Put it together like that. You won't believe how big the changes in comments that you and the band will get, and probably a much bigger paycheck. So once again, Scott Grove, just simply passing along things I've learned that really do work, and they make a huge difference. I'm at groovymusiclessons.com. Stop by, check out some lessons. Otherwise, stick around. I'll always be tossing new stuff at you. You guys be groovy, and talk to you soon. Bye.